Hi, I'm going to talk about the sliding compound miter saw. So it's called sliding because it can slide, so that you can make a bigger cut. It's called compound because you can do compound angles. So you can set, there's a little dial right here. So right now it's set to 0. So you can go from 0 to 45 this direction, or this actually goes to about 60. But you can also miter the saw back here. So there's that knob back here. Once you push that, you can miter it like this. Now, if I ever saw you in the shop and you had a cut set up like this, I would go, what in the world are you doing? Because this is usually a cut that's only made for making crown molding, which is the kind of trim that goes on the ceiling, right? So I'm going to put this back to 0, put this back to 0. So the miter saw is sometimes mistakenly called a chop saw, but it's understandable why. Basically, it makes chop cuts. So if I want to cut a straight end off a piece of wood, I'm going to have the miter saw set to 0. This is the fence. I want to have my material up against the fence. I usually I'm right-handed and the trigger is on the right side. So I like to hold down the left. I want to not stand like this. I don't want to stand in front of the saw blade, right? Because it's a saw blade. So what I want to do, and I'm going to take off my watch real fast just to be safe, right? What I want to do is I want to stand to the side. So if something flies out, I'm nowhere near it. Also, it helps me see where it's going to cut. You got to remember the saw blade itself has a thickness, and that thickness is going to be subtracted from your material, right? So if the saw blade's, about an 1/8 inch thick, and you want to cut something 4 inches, right? You can draw a line at 4 inches, but you need to be on this side of the line. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So to make a cut, I want to make sure I let it get up to speed, then I'll just come down. When I'm done, I'm going to let go of the trigger and I'm going to keep the blade down until it stops. So like this. That's it. I pull it up. Now it's safe to grab this out. I don't want to leave the blade going and try and reach across because I could accidentally cut myself. I've known someone that lost their fingers that way. So that makes a straight cut. If I want to make a miter cut, it's the same operation. I can either do this way and hold it here and cut, or I can do it this way, right? There's other degrees you can do, 15, 30, all sorts of things. It's a pretty good tool for making multiple things. If you want to make multiple cuts, what you can do is you can take a clamp and you can clamp something here or wherever so that it's called a stop. So say I wanted to make a ton of cuts that were on the 6 mark. I could clamp this here. I come, this is going to stop it. I cut, the next piece comes, it stops here. I do it again and again. So you can rapidly make a lot of cuts. This is a pretty dangerous tool, so it's fine if you feel uncomfortable about it. The first 1 or 2 times you use it, I'm definitely going to be around. So there you go. Enjoy.